My name is Tom O'Connor. Today, I will discuss climate change in the age of Trump and how local communities, specifically those in the Coles and Champaign counties, are forming a grassroots environmental movement. So let's get started. Last week, 13 government agencies reported that if nothing is done to abate climate change by the end of the 21st century, the economy may be cut down by about 10%, according to the New York Times. The United Nations underscored a similar message in a report it issued this past October. Both reports certainly silenced the spurious claims made by Congress and officials in Trump's cabinet. We're witnessing the cataclysmic effects of climate change, and without action, these issues will only grow even more problematic. In response to the report, former Vice President Al Gore stated, quote, "Today, the world's leading scientific experts collectively reinforce what Mother Nature has made clear, that we need to undergo an urgent and rapid transformation to a global, clean energy economy. The Paris Agreement was monumental, but we must now go further, ratchet up commitments, and develop solutions that meet the scale of the climate crisis," end quote. Commitment is the one surefire way in which we, as a society, can bring about change from the ground up. A number of institutions have taken steps to address climate change, each tackling this pressing concern in its own way. On Capitol Hill, however, the reality of Congress kowtowing to the fossil fuel industry has only gotten worse. After that aforementioned climate change report had been released, President Trump questioned the validity of the findings in a very dismissive tone, ignoring the experts who sounded the alarm. He said, quote, "I don't believe it," when asked outside the White House for his thoughts on the report. This, of course, came as no surprise considering the administration's considerable ignorance on the subject. Locally, though, the echoes of concern from the scientific community have not fallen on deaf ears. A number of organizations in central Illinois, to give a local example, are approaching global warming in stride. Whether these organizations are on campus or in the community, environmental activism is deeply entrenched in letters to representatives, cleanup days, recycling initiatives, and educational seminars. Earthwise, a student organization on the campus of Eastern Illinois University, has risen awareness about sustainability while teaching students about how, through will and determination, we can avoid the habit of expending natural resources in a profligate manner. Back in November, Earthwise planted the seeds for a sustainability garden, a place where garbage can be converted into a fertilizer. At the outset of the 2019-20 school year, students will spread this compost on the site of their future garden. That garden is simply one of several projects that the club has been working on this semester. They consistently pressure local representatives to adopt environmentally conscious legislation such as a carbon tax. The Students for Peace and Justice, yet another student-driven organization at Eastern Illinois University, has taken on the task of informing students about environmental crises of the world, including the dearth of fresh drinking water in Haiti. Central Illinois' Land Conservation Association, meanwhile, is doing its part in East Central Illinois through its monthly events. LFC's mission, according to its website, is to preserve and restore natural communities in East Central Illinois, to create interconnected corridors to provide wildlife habitat, and connect people and nature for future generations. Similarly, Central Illinois Forestry has centered its own agenda on sustainability and wildlife conservation. The organization is run by Bob Wagner, a forester with nearly 40 years of experience at the Department of Natural Resources. He provides consultation to woodland owners, advising them on how to foster more sustainable forests. So there you have it. Central Illinois organizations have been giving climate change the due diligence it deserves, even when many political leaders do not.